What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to do this a little old school. Rather than sitting it on my tripod, I'm going to just hold the camera because the angle was just not what I was feeling. So today I'm going to be talking about my emotional abuse experience and basically some signs to let you girls know, or guys, that you are in a emotionally abusive relationship. Now, most of the time when you think abusive relationship, you think like someone hitting you or throwing you to the ground or squeezing you and causing bruises and stuff like that, which is awful. And if you are in a relationship like that, please, please, please talk to somebody. I know it's so hard to get out of, but you just have to realize that there is so much more, and God's plan for you is so much more than that. So I wanted to say that first and foremost, but today I'm going to be talking about emotional abuse, which is something that I've had a pretty big experience with in my personal life, and it's a little bit harder to realize when you're in it. And even if you do kind of realize it, you kind of make excuses for the person, or you just kind of think maybe you're being dramatic, or maybe it's your fault, because that's kind of what emotional abuse does to you. So I wanted to talk about, some signs that you are in an emotionally abusive relationship, and it's something that you need to get out of. Now, I've had this experience with myself in my relationship, not my relationship with my daughter's father, but a relationship before that. So I'm going to kind of tell you the signs that I've realized looking back now, and the signs that I, realized whenever I was in the relationship that are just toxic and are kind of a staple in emotionally abusive relationships as I've watched videos over it and stuff like that. So let's begin. So the first thing I want to talk about is the beginning, the fairy tale beginning. So a lot of the time these emotional abusers, they just want to manipulate you. So they're going to be literally perfect at the beginning, amazing. And then slowly throughout your relationship, they're going to chip off all those good things, and they're kind of going to turn into who they really are, because you can only put on a front for so long, you guys. So that's what they do, they give you everything they think you would want. They're literally perfect. And then slowly but surely they just kind of start showing behavior, and you're like, what? And you just want to get back to the beginning, but hey, let me tell you something. That beginning was not real. The person who they are is the person who they're showing you. It's not the person in the beginning, because the fairy tale, the fun, the perfection, the passion, all of that they showed you, it's just not real. The second thing I want to talk about is jealousy. So an emotional abuser is going to be jealous all the time. They are literally going to try and control everything you do, everything you wear. They might follow you. In my emotionally abusive relationship, I was followed all the time. If I wore leggings that were too tight, I would get, in trouble, which it sounds crazy until you're in it, because I always said, nobody's going to tell me what to wear. But guess what? In an emotionally abusive relationship, you kind of just go with it because you love this person so much and you think this person is for you. And you're like, this is the man I'm going to marry, I do not want to make him upset. I do not want him to break up with me. You think these things and you know it's wrong, but you can't help it. So, I wasn't allowed to hang out with guys. If I hung out with guys, or if I was around guys at all, sometimes he would even show up places. And I would be like, and then he would say things like, oh, I'm here to surprise you, or just random things. And I would kind of know it wasn't true, but I just went with it because I really thought I loved him. The next characteristic of an emotional abuser would be distancing you from people you care about or your friends. So basically, these people, they don't want other people to be saying, oh, what he's doing is wrong, this is not okay. He wants to continue doing what he's doing to, benefit himself and the relationship in his way. So he doesn't want you to be around friends. He doesn't want you to be around your family as much. He kind of wants you to not listen to other people because he knows what he's doing is wrong, and maybe someone will tell you the truth. He doesn't want you to talk about your relationship. Things like that are just, if you're being separated from people you love, or the people you love are like, girl, what are you doing? Our relationship isn't really there anymore. I feel like he tries to distance you from us. That is toxic, you guys. Somebody who is truly like the best for you is not going to make you distance yourself from the people that you love the most. That makes no sense. So you have to realize that, because that is a huge sign of just a toxic relationship. So the next thing I want to talk about is erratic behavior. So for example, in my relationship that I was in that was very toxic, if I didn't text him back fast enough, he would text me crazy things like, you know, calling me all these names, being very mean, and I would bawl my eyes out, and, you know, he'd tell me that nobody would want me, and I was going to be alone, and that I was dirty, and just made me feel so worthless. But he did that in order for me to stay, because he knew if I had such a low self-confidence of myself and I didn't have any self-worth, that I would want to stick around. And that was just not true. And eventually, you know, I started realizing that, but for a long time, I believed everything he said. I had a very low self-confidence in the beginning, so whenever I was with him, he just tore me down so much that it was just so toxic. So if you find yourself being torn down by somebody and you feel less than, run, baby, run. My very last thing I want to talk about, and this is a way that you can really know if you're in an abusive relationship or a mentally abusive relationship or just a toxic relationship in general. If you have a little voice inside of you that says this is wrong, or this isn't going to work, or, you know, you think about your future with this person and it scares you, as hard as it is to get out of it, you have to find that strength inside of you to say, no, I'm not going to do this. I deserve more. God wants more for me, and walk away no matter how hard it is, because trust me, if you know, you marry this person and then 5 years later you have a child, and then you have a whole new kind of nightmare. Because I think about if I would have had a child with this person that I was with, how scary and toxic and how bad my child would have been affected by that behavior, because that is never going to go away. That is dangerous, and you do not want to play a game with someone who is emotionally abusive. To me, it's so not worth it. And I know when you're in it, it is so hard to get out. But just know, you're doing the right thing, and once you get away, you're going to feel so much better, and in hindsight, you're going to be able to see, okay, wow, I cannot believe I stuck around for that, but you will learn so much, and there is a reason this happened. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all so much. If you are in an emotionally abusive relationship and you want someone to talk to, you guys can message me on Instagram. My Instagram is brookring with 2 G's. Or you can comment below, and I would love to talk to you guys about this, because you know, this is something that really affects a lot of women and even men. So I will definitely be praying for you if you would like to comment or message me. And that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys so much. Peace out.